Trakeena with the setup. Welcome to Ranger Reviews, a web series where we look at episodes of the TV show Power Rangers and then discuss them. Today we're exploring the 13th episode of the show Power Rangers Lost Galaxy. This was the 306th episode overall, titled Orion Returns. We start this episode in a dark dorm room where Maya's asleep in her hammock because God forbid she be normal, like even a little bit. Somehow wind chimes are moving because I guess air conditioning. Maya wakes up and then she immediately wakes up Kendrick telling her to come with her. They go to the boys' dorm room and Kai answers. Maya's like, I had a dream. And Damon's like, yeah, me too, until someone woke me up. I love Damon. Leo asks what dream and Maya's like, shut your whore mouth. She then goes, there, out the window. And it's the lights of Orion just like going by. They're back. All right. The Rangers rush out. On the Scorpion Stinger, Trakeena points out the lights of Orion to her father. Treachron says that they just found the lights, but he says whatever, saying that he'll capture them for Scorpius. The Rangers are following the lights in the megaship, and Maya's like, there, right in front of us. Bitch, we have eyes. The Scorpion Stinger comes around them, firing at them. The megaship is losing engines, and the Rangers are losing the lights. Leo calls for them to get to the jet jammers, and they morph midair, getting into them. Fuck Alpha then, I guess. They follow the Scorpion Stinger, and I have to admit, this is cooler than I thought it would be, to just see the sheer size of Scorpion Stinger versus the Rangers as they pass under it. Scorpius yells at Treachron to make sure the Rangers don't get the lights, and then they release Stingwingers now into space. The Rangers see them coming up on them, and apparently these Stingwingers have blasters? Leo's gonna go for the lights while the others take on the Stingwingers, and it's actually kinda cool how they're firing at them as they bop around in space. Damon gets one on his back though. He yells for help, and Leo helps him out, firing at him, but then he misses. The Stingwingers get on Leo's jet jammer, and he flicks one off. Turns out the lights are just going right on back to Terra Venture anyways, so that was fun. Treachron tells Destruxo to capture the lights and bring them back to the Scorpion Stinger. We see Destruxo in a forest, running toward the lights, and the Rangers are close behind. They start to fight him. Meanwhile, the Magic Defender sees the lights as well, but he suddenly falls to the ground, feeling intense pain. He doesn't seem to know what's going on, but he needs the lights. Meanwhile, the Rangers are losing to Destruxo, and they're using their trans daggers in different forms, but it's not really doing much. They're hit to the ground pretty easily. Destruxo then books it, taking out a damn urn to suck up the lights into, and it works. He starts to run away. Trakeena is talking to someone about how she wants to make sure Treachron doesn't get more power through this. And we're introduced to a brand new monster. Her name is Impostra, and she can disguise herself as Treachron, saying that she'll get the lights for Trakeena. And then Treachron won't know what hit him. So basically, Trakeena doesn't want anyone else to have more power from her father than her. Interesting. Destruxo is running away with the lights, but then Zika's dagger hits him. It's the Magic Defender coming for the lights, and they engage in a sword fight. And the Magic Defender just gets hit off of this cliff. Treachron is there asking Destruxo if he has the lights. They're going elsewhere. Magic Defender is following. Near a waterfall, Destruxo presents the jar to Treachron, and Treachron talks about how Scorpius is amazing, and Destruxo is stoked to be able to do this. Treachron says that the lights must be tested before they're presented to Scorpius himself. He asks if Destruxo can handle it. Treachron gives him beads as a reward, and then there's like this creepy snake head on them. The Rangers find Destruxo with the jar, and he says, lights of Orion activate, opening the jar. Magic Defender is nearby like, no! Destruxo is now enhanced with new spikes and whatnot, and Leo's like, yo, this sucks. Destruxo then attacks, blowing the absolute shit out of the Rangers, sending them reeling down a hill. Destruxo walks away, and the Magic Defender sees Treachron turn back into Impostra, who takes the jar laughing to herself. The Rangers are on the ground, hurt and unmorphed, trying to get up. They make sure everyone is okay, but here comes some damn Stingwingers. It's an all-out brawl now, and the Rangers are doing their best that they can, which really isn't that great. You guys suck. Destruxo wants to test his new powers by setting an entire hillside on fire. I mean, alright. The Rangers all fall down. Trakeena is telling Scorpius about how Treachron is power hungry, so he's going to try to take over. She says that the lights should have already been in his hands, but where are they? Treachron then walks in, and Scorpius asks where the lights are, and he says he doesn't even have them. He then sees Destruxo is crazy powerful on the screen, and Trakeena says, well, his monster stole the lights right under his nose then. Treachron's immediately taken away to be locked up, freaking out. The fire comes raging toward the Rangers again, and as it consumes them, they emerge morphed, finding Destruxo. I mean, I guess they're fine. Oh, never mind, Destruxo blows their shit up. They use their quasar launchers, but it doesn't do a damn thing to Destruxo. They then start glowing their colors and they fire. What the hell was that? Doesn't matter, it really doesn't do much. Then the snake starts spitting out black smoke, and Destruxo realizes he was tricked somehow. Then Impostra is there in a tree, thanking him for getting the lights for her, and she opens the jar to take them back. But then her jar just explodes. Magic Defender walks into the scene saying neither one of them will get the lights, and he fires Impostra down from her tree. Okay, that was kind of hilarious. Impostra then runs away, and Destruxo comes around, trying to kill the Magna Defender. They engage in a sword fight again, but Magna Defender hits him a certain way, and the lights are freed again. Magna Defender charges for them, and the Rangers stand in front of him, telling him that he's way too angry to actually have the lights or whatever. Magna Defender fights with them, and he tells the lights that they will help him get his revenge at last. Kendrick says they have to destroy the lights then, so they go to fire at them with their quasar launchers, but they stop as the lights hover over them. And they're like, wow, this is amazing. And they seem to assume the lights are choosing them. Magna Defender is like, excuse me? And Leo is like, oh, they can only be used for good, so they're giving us their powers. Bitch, did you guys not see a monster just use them very easily? The Rangers hold their hands up and the energy explodes, knocking Magna Defender down. The Rangers get shiny new gold armbands, sword upgrades, and claw weapons just as the theme song kicks in. Okay, this is badass. Destruxo comes out from behind a tree, screaming as he runs toward them. The Rangers then rush forward and they power up, turning into balls of energy apparently, going straight through Destruxo, just blowing him up. They turn around unmorphing, and the lights divide into 5, going into their transmorphers. Magna Defender looks on, realizing that he's failed. Meanwhile, Treachron has been thrown into jail, and he's like, whoever did this to me is going to pay dearly, and Trakeena is nearby laughing to herself. The end. Wow, a jam-packed episode. Seriously, this is probably the best episode of Lost Galaxy so far in my opinion. It has great fights, awesome musical cues, and has a pretty heightened level of storytelling. I mean, we have the side of the Rangers, the side of the Magna Defender, Treachron and Destruxo's side, and then Trakeena and Impostra are added there too. And Scorpius is just kind of chilling. Have to admit, Scorpius kind of sucks as the main bad guy. The lights of Orion aren't necessarily much, just kind of simple upgrades to the basic suits of the Rangers, but I don't mind that at all. In fact, I think they look super cool and sleek. Not crazy about their finishing move personally, because it kind of leaves a lot to the imagination, but we'll see how they utilize it differently in the future. So how will things continue next time? Find out then, but until then, may the power protect you.